Have you ever seen someone lift their entire body off the floor, suspended in midair, using nothing but their two hands? Your brain immediately jumps to a logical conclusion. That person must be incredibly strong. You assume pulling off a feat like that requires massive, highly conditioned arms and shoulders. But watch what happens when elite powerlifters and bodybuilders try this for the first time. Despite all that raw muscle, they almost always collapse. Applying brute force here actually works against you. The harder you push down with your arms, the more unstable your center of gravity becomes, sending you straight to the floor. The real obstacle is happening inside your nervous system. As you lean forward, your brain detects an impending fall. It instantly triggers a survival reflex, flooding your body with panic signals, demanding that you stop immediately. This position demands a total deconstruction of how we view power. To stay airborne, you must override your brain's panic signals and abandon the reflexive belief that physical dominance can solve a problem rooted in internal balance. To get off the ground, we have to debunk a major myth. Your arms do not lift you in this pose. They merely act as passive structural pillars, providing a base while the rest of the body does the heavy lifting. The engine of your levitation lives in the deep core, which ancient texts called the Manipura Chakra. Modern science calls this neuro-muscular efficiency. When you engage that core, your muscles synchronize perfectly, and your body suddenly feels weightless. But this synchronization has a strict requirement. It only happens if you control your breath. A steady inhalation is the literal switch, allowing the nervous system to coordinate these moving parts. This mirrors centuries of historical yogic practice. Extreme physical endurance was rarely about the muscles themselves. It relied heavily on mental focus to override discomfort. Achieving liftoff means abandoning the urge to strain and push. You trade outward physical exertion for a ruthless, quiet internal stabilization. Building this safely requires architectural prerequisites: solid wrist strength and deep hamstring flexibility. If you force your way past these without preparation, you risk serious injury to your joints. The entire structure relies on a crucial foundational lock. You have to mechanically wedge your shoulders deeply underneath your thighs. Without that deep physical compression, the bridge simply collapses under your own weight. Once the lock is set, your palms don't actually keep you upright. True balance comes from continuous, tiny adjustments made by your fingers, spread wide on the mat, gripping and releasing to counter minute momentum shifts. Right at the threshold of lifting off, practitioners make a common error. Out of sheer panic, or sometimes ego, they hold their breath. Stopping your breath instantly stiffens your body. It shatters that delicate neuromuscular coordination, locking your diaphragm and forcing you to lose balance. The firefly pose is a fragile architectural structure. It relies entirely on patience and precise alignment. If you rush the sequence or simply try to muscle through it, you destroy the very foundation keeping you airborne. When you finally align the mechanics and trust the lock, your feet leave the ground. In that exact fraction of a second, the fear vanishes. Time seems to stop, and your mind goes entirely quiet. Your brain registers that an impossible physical balance is actually happening. This visual evidence of success provides the neurological proof needed to begin dismantling deep-seated doubts about what you are truly capable of achieving. This brings us to the meaning behind its Sanskrit name, Titibhasana, the firefly pose. To understand the name, you have to look closely at the insect itself. A firefly lacks the heavy muscle of a lion or the speed of a hawk, yet it navigates perfectly in total darkness because it possesses a unique biological trait, the ability to generate its own light from within. That internal glow mirrors your mastery of the Manipura Chakra. Just like the firefly, your suspension doesn't rely on massive external strength, but on the steady breath and internal stability you generate from your core.